Hello, everybody.
Hello, guys. Welcome
Happy
back.
New Year to everybody. I guess. Yeah, we're back. Shit, we're back.
We
We're
are
back
back.
twice. Back to back, 2 years in a row.
Yeah, it's 2025. Welcome.
I can't even deal with it. But okay, welcome back.
Also, there's got to be a happy birthday in there as well because it was your birthday on the
Yeah, it was.
on the
I'm
25th.
25. I'm 25. It's great.
Well, I don't know about 25, but 20 on the 25th.
That's it. I'm out. That's it. It was a good run, Al. We're out. Sick of this shit.
It's never the best having your birthday on that day, I guess, because a lot of people kind of are thinking about Christmas more than that. I'm sure. I'm
But
sure
I like to think that at least on my birthday, everybody gets a present.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Special.
It's a nice way of thinking about it. You're not selfish, are you? So
No, not selfish at all. Oh, real quick thing we never talk about it, so it's just want to get off the top. Did you see the darts? I don't know if you watched the darts.
Yes, I did, because my dad told me and my brother told me.
Yeah, Littler. Yeah, I just thought that was awesome.
Yeah, so darts obviously is pretty big in Ireland and England. So I know a lot of our viewers are from the States, but this guy was 17, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he was 18 days short of his 18th birthday.
Okay, and he won. So he won this darts tournament, and I think he won £500,000.
Won £500,000.
Yeah.
He's won £1 million. So last year he came out of nowhere. He was ranked like 150 or 160 in the world.
Yeah.
So nowhere, and he went all the way through to the final, and then lost the final.
Yes.
And he had a great moment because you kind of like they give you that you can hold a trophy if you want.
Yeah.
He says, "No, I hold that trophy. It's because I won it."
Okay.
And then this year, like Luke Littler, he won. I think he's won 10 major competitions, and then he just won the big one at the Ali Pali, and it's like he's 17.
Yeah.
Made $1 million. It's crazy.
Incredible. I mean.
But yeah.
Amazing money for obviously for a 17-year-old, but he is very skillful. He was also playing against that. I want to say his name is like Van Dutch or something.
Van Gerwing, yeah.
Yeah, so Van Dutch. But anyway, he is excellent as well. So,
he's a great player. Yeah,
he wasn't
like, it's not like just like fluked his way into it. Like he's just unbelievably good.
And he wasn't a poor loser anyway. That guy has won quite a few times. But I saw a little interview after, and they were saying he basically was like, every 17 years a star is born, and he was like, this guy's going to be, So yeah, that was super cool.
Because I know it's random. We're here to talk about movies and TV and I don't know, games, and whatever else.
Well, I wanted to kick it off with two things. I just wanted three things, all the things. I wanted to do a little shout out to just everyone that kind of jumped back on board. We came back in October last year. So thanks for seeing that notification and saying, "Oh, Rant Bollox, let's check them out again." So thanks for jumping aboard. And I think like our last video was like did perform the best. It was about Superman, of course. So, but yeah, it's nice. We did like 5 or 6 videos, but that last one, so it is showing that people are listening and they're watching. So just kind of a thanks for that. I also wanted to do a quick shout out to a friend of mine, Brian, who had an accident and he has I want to say maybe a broken leg. So just shout out to you if you are watching, because get better soon, my friend.
Get better soon, Brian. Look up.
And then the last thing was, gotta say, a big clap. I've almost finished Silo. Great recommendation. I'm just so I've got kids, guys. And over the whole break, by the time it gets to the evening, I'm either knackered or I'm sitting down with my wife, and she's not into like the darker shows. So I've only just got back to Silo because the kids went back on Monday. So I was like, okay, I'm going to jump back on Silo, and I watched like 5 or 6 in a row. So I'm going to finish it off. I've got the last, I think, 2, maybe 3 to watch basically after this podcast. Absolutely loving it. I love getting hooked on a show. When you get hooked on a show and it's just like you're just so involved with it. The production value for a TV show as well is excellent. Every single episode has got really nice. It's just shot really nicely, but even just the effects and everything, they pull it off. It doesn't look cheap or anything, I know there's a season 2 that we'll watch ourselves. But yeah, no, just totally loving it. And it's like. Yeah, it's up there on my list of like favorite shows. So
I felt that one of the things is like, it's a really great show, but it's like, I know one of your all-time favorite shows is Lost, and that's like that mystery kind of thing.
Yeah,
and like, Silo it scratches that itch.
Yeah, like I won't. So what we'll do is we'll do a review at the end of this week on it because I'll finish it off after this. But I won't do. I don't want to do any spoilers, but like when you watch the first couple of episodes of this Silo, I thought like, oh, it's going to be all about this mystery of like, what's out there, and you're not going to see anything or hear anything about what's out there. But like in the first episode or two, they just kind of get rid of that straight away, because of things that happen. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then it's all about obviously the community inside. But I just like that. I honestly thought the first 10, because I think the first season's 10 episodes. And I thought basically by the time we get to episode 10, it will be like the doors opening and you finally get there. But it's not quite like that. So, but
no, they change like what is the mystery, like what's happening in the silo and stuff.
Without I don't want to spoiler it, but we'll do a review of season 1 like real soon, and then I know you haven't watched season 2 yet, so we'll jump on that.
Good. I've been trying to hope that you would get to it before it finished.
I have to apologize because like even my brother, he's a big fan of it. He's actually waiting for season 2. I think actually the finale of that is next week. So he's just waiting for that to hit, and then he's going to binge it all. But he's been telling me as well. He's like, because he's been watching the podcast as well, and he's just like, you need to get on that silo, Alex. You need to get on that silo. Because he knows I'm going to like it as well, So
I think what it really teaches us is deep down that peer pressure still works, and you just have to keep berating somebody until they do what you want.
But there's also shows where you could watch it and you might be like, it took me 2 or 3 to get into, and now sure, I like this character and that. But honestly, like after the first episode, it was just like, we got to keep on going, kind of thing,
Yeah.
So it's great. So I just wanted to say, I'm on it. It's going to be finished after this. I'm looking forward to just turning it straight on. Like I would have it on while I'm doing this podcast if I could, but I want to pay attention to it.
This is going to be a short podcast. We're doing like 20 minutes, and now let's get back to the show.
The only thing I'll say about the show, which isn't a problem, is it's quite a dark show. Is in like all the scenes are quite dark. I tried to watch it on my phone. I was like the rest of an episode somewhere, and I was like, I can't do this. Like, I need to be like on the TV downstairs, like with the lights down, kind of thing. So, but
that's an Apple TV show, and I just told you that I was watching the other Apple TV show. It's like we're on a mystery tour.
Yeah,
is Severance. And Severance, I really like. The second season of that is starting, I think next week, or maybe it might be February. No, next week, yeah.
I think some things were popping up for me. It might have started already because apparently it's getting 100% on Rotten Tomatoes already.
Oh, so. I don't know if they've released the thing, but they've released the first 8 minutes.
Oh, okay.
The first 8 minutes of the new season's out. I was like, I haven't watched that. But like I binged that. That was my Christmas, just watching this weird sci-fi kind of thing.
I mean, Apple TV's got a lot of really good stuff. My brother was also telling me about another TV show that they've got sci-fi called Foundation. And apparently that's very, very good as well. So,
and there's another one that I've been recommended just yesterday, another sci-fi, but it's a limited series. I think it's called The First or something. It's like the first manned mission to Mars.
Oh yeah, okay.
Series. Yeah, but I think Apple just said, we're going to be the sci-fi guys.
Yeah, they're like the sci-fi channel now, aren't they? So,
but also Shrinking, that's really good. I watched that.
Yeah, that's Harrison Ford, isn't it?
Yeah. Now our podcasts are really short, and they're all about just promoting Apple TV.
Yes. Yeah. Sponsored by. So.
Sponsored by Apple.
What else would I want to? You just mentioned what you watched over Christmas. I watched. Obviously, the with the kids, the Home Alone 1s and the 2s and all of those. Little tidbit here, you probably already knew, but I was a little bit surprised, was in Home Alone 1, where they're all having the pizzas. This is before he goes, they leave him. And he goes, I'm not going to sleep in Fuller's room. He always wets the bed, and he's got like the can of Pepsi. I didn't realize that kid is actually his brother in real life.
Yeah, I
didn't know that.
Recent Golden Globe winner.
Of course, and that's why that's been popping up. But I didn't know that. So I was watching it again. And I was like, yes, this makes sense now. So
there's 3 of them. There's Macaulay, Kieran, and Rory.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but Kieran's like since Succession, he's blown up.
Oh, he's winning all the things, isn't he? So he's doing well.
I think the other one, the one that I didn't get to, which is annoying me, but I'm gonna try and maybe get to it next week, is The Penguin.
Yes, yeah.
Colin Farrell just won that for the Golden Globes. So
yeah,
I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy he got that as well because there was a few people who were kind of saying like, oh, when you put up all the all that makeup and all the suit on, like, does it really matter who's underneath that? It's like, well, of course it does. Like I know it doesn't look like Colin Farrell, but he still has all the acting chops. So
yeah.
But
and it's kind of, it's a weird thing of, you can say, oh, it makes it easier, but you could also say it makes it harder.
I think it makes it harder.
You don't get to use the stuff you want to use, and I think a lot of, if you go through like the makeup history of the prosthetics, they're always trying to make it so it looks like a different person, but you're still able to move the muscle and you're still able to make your facial expressions.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're just like having to act with your eyeballs and just your mouth isn't yours, your nose isn't yours.
Yeah. And then what I found interesting with the Golden Globes with that Penguin was quite a few of the DC kind of characters and comic books have won at the Golden Globes, because didn't the Joker win something? And then I want to say, what was the other one that won? There was another film.
The first one. The second Joker didn't win shit.
Yeah, the second Joker was... that bombed. But there was another comic book thing that won something. But yeah, the Joker, the Penguin, and then it will come to me. But yeah, nice to see that these these picking up some awards.
Well, the Penguin is DC, so that might be what you're thinking of.
No, there's a third one. It'll come to me.
Yeah.
Was there any highlights from the Golden Globes for you, or any surprises? I didn't know. So it's Adrian Broner, is that right?
Adrian Brody, yeah.
Yeah, Brody. I didn't know his thing that he won for. I hadn't heard of that. Yeah.
I think it's 4 hours long. Like, it's a big movie.
I like him. I think he's a great actor. So
he is a great actor, yeah. And he's always done like great work. Like he never puts in a bad job. And then like there's
a questionable Predator in there, but
Predators.
Predators, yeah.
Bad. Yeah.
No, it was okay. Yeah. So
that one was of all the sequels, I think that's the best of the sequels.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm just
actually Predator 2 is not bad.
In the city, isn't it? Yeah, in the city, yeah.
Just for being so weird, like such a weird choice.
Yeah, but talk about Predator. Not the reboot, but it was just called Predator. Well, no, it wasn't called. What was the
Predator?
The Predator, yeah. Excellent.
Oh, no.
Oh, you didn't like the new one? The one with the...
Like...
Oh my goodness!
You liked it?
I don't know about that. Yeah, I enjoyed it, and they're doing another one. So
they are doing another one. Yeah, I don't think it's the same guys though.
No. Yeah, it's something different. So, but yeah. Golden Globes. I saw that little. Did you see Vin Diesel go up to present? And then, you know what I thought that was maybe kind of alluding to was because the WWE was on the next day on Netflix, which I think it was yesterday. I thought, is Vin Diesel maybe going to be in this WWE or something? But no.
I think it's a bad sign for Vin Diesel that the thing that he's now most known for is fighting with other people.
Yeah, it's not.
It doesn't really say a lot about your movie career that like your franchise is kind of going down the drain, and you're just like, oh, there's Vin. He fights with people that he works with.
I mean, he literally is just in Fast and Furious now, and just the Fast and Furious, isn't he? So
yeah. What was the last movie he was in that wasn't a Fast and Furious movie?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's done like the Pitch Blacks. He's done it. I mean, he was in Saving Private Ryan, wasn't he?
That was his breakout.
That was
role.
like
that
his
1998.
Yeah, he did that one film where did he have hair, but it was like a lawyer or something, or he was very different. The suit.
Oh yeah, I know the one. Yeah, once Fast and Furious hit, like that was it. He's like, no, this is my money machine.
Yeah. He was also into gaming and still is. Like he used to play like World of Warcraft a lot, and he made a game. There was the Chronicles of Riddick and all that lot. Yeah, but I think he helped make that computer game as well. So, but yeah.
Speaking of computer games, nice segue. Did you play anything over the Christmas?
We just did. So like Xbox and PlayStation have that like Netflix pass basically, So we pay for that. So you pay like $20 for the month, but it gives you like a library of games. So that gives you like access to Indiana Jones and stuff, which I know we want to do on the channel. So what did we play? I mean, it was mainly with the kids. It was just a bunch of like the Sonic games because that's out. But in terms of like something new, I'm trying to think if we did play something off the top of my head. No, I think it was just the family classics, But yeah. But we do. I know we mentioned it on the last one, but we'll do an Indiana Jones one soon. So
for the new, it's gotten great reviews.
Yeah,
apparently it's really.
Yeah, it's got.
I don't know how it's selling though.
It's difficult because of the model they've got. It's basically that what I just mentioned with the whole. You basically pay $20 and then you get that part of your catalog. But it's hard to gauge how well the game is selling because someone might have signed up for that $20 Game Pass, but he might have signed up for that just to get Halo or to get Gears of War, and then suddenly they give you Indiana Jones anyway. Whereas PlayStation's model is the games are still priced at like $60, $70, so they know if a game's doing well because you get millions of people paying $60 to play Indiana Jones. So for Xbox, it's a little harder to gauge whether it's doing well, but it reviewed well. So, and Xbox is Microsoft; they got all the money. So, if it didn't do well, it's no problem.
They won't even notice.
Yeah. So, what's the other? Just while we're on the gaming stuff, is the Switch 2 is going to be announced real soon. There's been like leaks coming out every single day. So that's going to be announced really soon because there's like a big trade show happening right now, CES in Las Vegas, which is like a tech trade show. And there's been a lot of kind of leaks about like what's going to be in this Switch 2, and I think it's going to launch with like a new Mario Kart, which everyone loves Mario Kart and Mario Brothers, but that's going to sell.
Not a bad choice.
That's going to sell buckets, and then
here's a quick thing: has that always been the default? Because I'm thinking of like the Super Nintendo had Super Mario World.
Yeah.
Nintendo had Mario. The 64 had Mario 64.
Yeah.
Is it always a Mario game?
No, because you could be right. Because I was going to say the Switch.
Game Boy wasn't. The Game Boy was Tetris. That's what that was the one that.
The Switch had Mario Odyssey. So So you're right.
But I know that the big one was like the Zelda game, the Breath of the Wild. But it was Mario was like the game you got with the Switch, right?
That's right. Yeah.
That's like, okay, we're making a new machine. We got to have a new Mario. Okay.
And it probably, I think I read that somewhere as well. Someone was like, it would be surprising if they break that tradition. So it might be another Mario, but maybe they'll be like in 3 months, 6 months roadmap. Like here's Mario Kart.
It'd be stupid not to. Like the movie made like $1 billion.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's back in the zeitgeist. The kids love him.
And
they never
one.
Stop loving him, but it's like he's super popular as ever.
And the big thing with it, because it's new hardware and it's pretty powerful, this is what everyone's hoping for, and I think it will happen, is you'll be able to play Grand Theft Auto 6 on it. Because Grand Theft Auto is due to come out. I don't think it's going to come out this year, but it's due to come out 2025. They've said that, but they'll easily just delay it.
This is 2025. This is 2025.
We're in it right now.
We're in it.
That is going to be. It's the biggest entertainment launch in in history or something. It's just going to absolutely kill it, and I think they were saying that it's going to make like extortionate amount of money just off pre-orders, like they'll easily just pay for the production of it just off pre-orders.
Well, I don't think I can get through a week without a YouTube comment section or any kind of comment section, whatever social media, where it just goes, whatever the story is, it's like, we got a new prime minister before GTA 6.
Oh, yeah.
Or, we had an election before GTA 6. It's everybody who wants it is an online person, so there's no way it's not going to be the biggest news.
Yeah.
I think it might be one of these Netflix, Logan, Jake Paul, and Tyson things of like, Rockstar will release the game and it'll just crash. Like the internet's just going to crash.
Just break,
everyone's going to play it.
Just break the internet. Basically when that comes out, when they do give a date out, every other game company is just going to avoid launching a game because no one will survive. Doesn't matter what the game is. It could be the new Halo, or it could be Mario Brothers as well.
Yeah.
But you can't.
Street Fighter 3.
They'll be like, stay clear of that by like 2 months. So.
Yeah, it's the same as like when there's the next big movie, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's like, just stay away.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything. The only thing is, I know that movie, they don't do it so much, but movie studios used to have the alternative thing. So if you're releasing Godzilla or whatever, this big monster movie, big action thing, sometimes another studio would drop like a rom-com.
Oh,
or they
sure,
drop
okay.
like a little thing just because they're like, sure, like 90% of people want to go to the cinema to watch this. We're going to make some money because all the people who want to go cinema but don't want to watch that are going to want to watch the little movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
but
not
they're
a bad
definitely
way
not
of doing
going
it.
head to head. They're not like, oh, we're going to release our big budget thing up against it. It's like, this is Marvel, it's Endgame. Nobody's releasing anything on Endgame.
Of course not, yeah. And, like, the movie industry's changed since COVID quite a lot. I noticed my boys went to see Sonic 3, and I was looking up, so they only just went recently, but that is out to stream in 2 weeks. It was like, everything's coming to like streaming so quickly as well now. So I'm going to the theater a lot less for sure. But brings us on to what you saw during you saw.
Yeah,
I've always pronounced this thing wrong. Nosferatu. I can't even say it.
Get out. Just get out.
I'll leave frame. I'll come back a different man. So, but
Nosferatu.
There we go. I'll just dub it over.
Oh yeah.
What was your thoughts on that?
I think if you know the director, so he did The Witch, he did Lighthouse, he did Northman.
Yeah.
So Robert Eggers, everything that he does really well, he does in this. It's great. Every shot looks like a painting. Like it's so well shot. Everything looks brilliant, and as stupid as it sounds, it's like it feels real.
Right.
But it's also a heightened reality.
Okay.
So like for people who don't know, you probably don't know this. Nosferatu, the original, because it was remade in the 70s, was a vampire movie, black and white, like there's big shadows in the wall. It's brilliant. It's one of cinema's big breakout horror movies.
Okay.
It's not the first proper horror movie. But Nosferatu was released in 1927, and it had a copyright issue because they wanted to make Dracula.
Oh yes, okay.
They couldn't get the rights to Dracula. So if you know the Dracula story, it's basically exactly the same up until they change a little bit here and there.
Okay, right, yeah.
But Dracula, it's like there's a guy, he goes to Transylvania, there's a castle, there's a guy who lives there that all the locals are scared of. It's the same thing. With this version of it, it's Nosferatu, it's Dracula, it's the vampire story. And the guy who plays it, Skarsgård, who plays Count Orlok or Dracula the vampire, it feels like a real like monster thing. Like he's almost, you could believe that this happened. Like,
okay.
The only thing that lets it down is it doesn't actually go modern enough. So I don't think a modern audience would be scared by it. Like there's no jump scares.
Okay.
There's no scenes of like getting chased and things. There's a weird feeling to it. The atmosphere is perfect. The shots all look great. It almost looks black and white because there's so little color in it.
Yes. Yeah.
But I can't say it was really top notch.
Okay.
It's very well done. And like as a film lover, I love what he's done, but it just didn't go that extra step to be like, we're going to make something scary. We're going to have scenes that are like, people are going to be like, oh, Jesus, whatever.
Okay.
Oh, God.
And what's like the general, public review of it? Like, how's it doing on like Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb and stuff? Do you know?
It's close. It's like near 90s. It's like high 80s. Like it's really good.
That's good.
But that's the thing. It just doesn't have that, because you've seen Bram Stoker's Dracula by Francis Ford Coppola.
I have seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like that big over the top. Like,
yeah.
This is the opposite. It's like it's not colorful and it's not silly over the top, but all the camera shots are very moody. Everything's arc. It's great. There's rats running through the streets. It looks like there's nothing wrong with it. I just think that it's a little too close to being an art house movie.
Okay, yeah.
And you want something that's a little, for the budget and for like the scale, you kind of wanted something that's a little bit more of a kick in the teeth, just a little bit more of a punch to it.
Yeah, I watched a trailer over Christmas because I didn't really know anything about it when you said you were going to go see it. The two things I took from the trailer was, first of all, is this actually black and white?
It's very well done. Like,
and then when he immediately very artistic, and I was afraid that it might have gone too far down that route of being like very clever of its shots and stuff. But then, is there any substance to it? You know, but yeah.
Yeah, like it's really good. It's just there's something, like you've seen The Witch.
Yes.
And The Witch is really good, and it's that same thing. It's that same vibe, and everything just feels like it's gonna crush you because it's so scary.
Still kind of gives me nightmares. The Witch.
Yeah, and it's got that. But the thing about The Witch that was great is he wrote that, so there's these scenes in it that are just like really off-putting. There's things that in there that are just really like the crow nipping at the woman, and you see the witch, like the kind of like naked weird old crone in the trees. It's like just little things like that make you just give a little, what's going on? And it's not in this because he I think he loves the original, and he hasn't really deviated from it a lot.
Okay.
So there's none of those little touches that I would have liked to see and been like, oh, that's off. That's weird. There's a couple of scenes in it that are like pretty. There's like they bite the heads off animals, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, okay.
Stuff. But to me, that's kind of like you expect that. You expect a little bit of goofiness.
Sure. Yeah.
It's getting the thing that's just a little bit past it.
Was the theater busy?
It was really busy. Yeah.
Okay. So
that was good to see.
Yeah, sometimes
good
to.
Well, because like he's the kind of director that I want to keep making stuff.
Yeah.
I want to see movies like this.
Okay.
And I loved it in that sense. I just wouldn't say like, I don't think you'd care for it. Like you might watch and be like, oh, the special effects are great, and
sure,
the acting's great, but it's not gonna make you jump scares. It's not a mystery.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no campiness or like joke to it. Like it's very serious and sincere all the way through.
Okay, yeah. I just because you just did like a mini review there, I just wanted to go back to our Gladiator review. The point score. No, the reason I bring it up is I had a friend of mine that watched our review, and he does agree with us. He kind of is in between your score and my score. But I just thought, but he brought it up. He was just like, have you gone down or up with your, with your point?
Yeah. But what I have done is I've gone up in my points for the Superman trailer.
Oh yes, okay, yeah.
I think we sat around 7 or about that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
I'm gonna say it might be 8.5.
Nice. Okay.
Because when I got to sit back from it, I'm like, what's the point of a trailer or a teaser? It's like, do I want to see it? Yep. Do I have an idea of what's in it? Yep.
Yeah.
Is it got a little bit of a little emotion? Like, yeah. Now that's a cheat because it's Superman, so I was gonna get that anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah. When I step back, I'm like, I want to see this.
Yeah.
I know what I'm going to get when I see it. What else do you want from a trailer?
No, 100%. I've watched the trailer probably another 20 times since we had a look at it. And there's a point in the trailer, I love the music, and then it's when the boy's got the flag and he's bringing it up and he's saying Superman, and it's just the music's just hitting the right notes around that thing, and I'm like, I want to see this film for sure, like it's going to be, and that kind of, and it also it gives me hope, but I do think it's going to be a really good film. I think it's going to be the reboot that DC needs. So
all right, so I think Superman's now up to an 8, which means Gladiator goes down to a 3. It's just how it works. That's how it works, guys. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules.
This brings me on to my next question, and it was, what are you looking forward to in 2025? And I've got a list.
I was going to ask you this.
Oh, so I've written a list.
But I was going to be more of a prick than you. But go on, you go first.
Oh, yeah, okay. So the ones that I'm looking forward to. So Superman is at the top of the list. I haven't done it in the order of like when they're coming out. 28 years later, for sure. I'm just reading off my list here. Thunderbolts. So I haven't put Captain America on there. It doesn't appeal to me. I will watch it, but and I want to see the Red Hulk, and I want it to do well. But I'm just getting some bad vibes off the trailer. But Thunderbolts on the other hand, looks fun, looks great. And since you told us about that the new guy in Thunderbolts, you were telling us about him. Remember? Since you told me about him as well, I'm even more interested. So this one is, I'm not that excited for it, but Fantastic Four, I have put it down. But
now you mention that real quick, we're in January.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is that trailer?
Good question, because when is that supposed to be coming out? Is that like a September?
It's supposed to come out in July.
July. That's
June, July, yeah.
A little concerning that we haven't seen anything. So, because we were saying the same thing about Superman, and now they've shown that. So, and I think our prediction as well is Super Bowl will be the next Superman. Well, will actually be the Superman trailer. But I think we'll see quite a few things at the Super Bowl trailer-wise. I think we'll see Fantastic Four there as well.
So I've got the dates as it is now. This can all change. July 11th, Superman.
Okay.
July 25th, Fantastic Four.
Wow. So those guys are competing.
Yeah.
I wonder if
the reboot battle begins.
Just like we were mentioning at the beginning of the podcast, I wonder if one of those guys will move. I don't see Superman moving, but maybe. Well, but Fantastic Four is huge as well. It's huge.
Well, that's the thing. It's huge to fans, but like the last two Fantastic Four movies, the audience, the public doesn't give a.
Yeah, it didn't do well. Yeah,
don't give a flying flame boy for that.
Flame on, yeah. Superman has the much bigger draw. So
I think the most interest people have had in the Fantastic Four is seeing Chris Evans in the Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
I know the Fantastic Four stories, and they've got some great stories.
Yeah,
but like, there's nobody. It's not Superman. It's not iconic.
Yeah. I've put that one down because I'm intrigued by it, but it was borderline not going to go on the list, to be honest, for me. Yeah. The other one was, this one will be a little surprising to you, but I enjoy the animated film How to Train Your Dragon, because I've got the kids as well. So they've got the live action. So I know it's got like Jared Butler and stuff.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, and the score to it is really good as well. So that one is on my list. Here's one that maybe you will disagree, but Predator Badlands, that new Predator one. So
I don't mind that one. I think the guy who's directing that is the one who did Prey.
Oh, sorry, that's the one I'm talking about. Prey is what I like.
Yeah.
So what?
Not the Predator.
No, yeah. No, that's dog shit. So,
all right, that's good.
Sorry, yeah.
That close to this. This was
my bad. Prey is the one. That's why I was surprised when
I was texting your missus, being like, "Put a pillow over him in his sleep. He deserves it."
I'd do it myself.
I'd
do it myself. Yeah. No. Yeah. No.
Prey. I like.
Prey. I enjoyed Prey, and then I'm hearing that Predator Badlands. I don't know. You can probably just look it up on IMDb now and see what it is about. But I'm hearing that it might be during the war, like during World.
They haven't. I know they're. The idea is they're going to do the same thing of like it's going to be a period.
Yeah. Okay.
But they haven't told, they haven't released.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I thought it could be kind of interesting. Like, there's a war, I don't know if it's like World War I or something like that. Yeah. And then suddenly the Predator's in the middle of this, It could be a cool concept. And then the last one was Karate Kid Legends. I'm a big fan of that. So I like, they've got, the kid in it seems like he's on point.
Yeah, we talked about it last.
So that one's that's a fun one. But
there's one in there that you haven't mentioned that I'm surprised.
Well, I had to look.
I actually don't know if you like this franchise or not. It's a little man called Thomas Cruise.
So
in Mission Impossible.
So I do like it, but I haven't. I'm kind of waiting to see both of them because it's two-parter, isn't it? Is it two-parter?
It is.
Yeah. So
that's a weird thing because they had it. It was called. This one's called The Final Reckoning.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And
the one before this was called Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Yeah.
So obviously this was supposed to be Part 2, and then they renamed it.
Yeah.
And I think obviously the trailer, if you've seen the trailer, it's got that. He literally says it in the trailer. He says, "Just trust me one last time."
Yeah.
So it's like is this the big blowout for Tom? Is this the crown jewel? Is
Yeah.
this a 64-year-old man saying, maybe I don't want to jump off buildings quite as often?
I think so. He's going to pull like a Daniel Craig with the James Bond, kind of finish it off. But
That's not on your list.
I am looking
Yeah.
forward to seeing that. Was the last one the one with Henry Cavill? Was that the last one?
No, that was the one before.
Sorry, I meant because this is a two-parter. So the Reckoning one was obviously last year.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And then the one before that was Fallout with Henry,
Fallout. Fallout was great.
Fallout was great. Reckoning, no spoiler, it's great. Like,
Okay.
I think what happened there was the budget got a little bigger than it should have because
Okay.
of COVID and stuff. And I don't know if it came out just before or just after Barbieheimer or
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Barbenheimer, yeah. So like they
yeah.
both Barbie made $1 billion, Oppenheimer made 400 or 500 million, whatever.
Yeah.
And that was the summer, and
Yeah.
like Mission Impossible kind of didn't really hit.
Yeah, I didn't see as much of a buzz as I thought it was going to have. I always know that Tom Cruise likes to do his own stunts, so I know in that one he does that stunt. It's on a motorbike and he goes off that big cliff or something, but that's actually him doing it as well. But I haven't seen that. I haven't seen the movie yet, so I will watch both of them together, I think. But I didn't put it on my list. I just didn't put it on my list because I hadn't seen the other one. But yeah.
Now you asked me are the movies I want to see, because I do. I want to see them.
Yeah.
I want to see them.
But what would be like? I mean, I probably mentioned a few for you. Obviously, Superman's on the list.
Yeah.
But is there any particular ones where you're like?
Well, I'll play the game that I was going to make you play.
Yeah. What's this prick game?
You get one ticket for the whole year.
Oh, okay.
What one were you going to see?
It
Because
would-
I like Superman, but 28 days later,
Yeah.
Thunderbolts. You only get one.
Yeah. No, it's as soon as you mention the one, it's still Superman for me.
Still super.
Because
It is super.
28 days might be close-ish, but I feel like Superman, it's like you've got him there, yeah.
He's always there. He's watching.
It's the
He's ready to go.
superhero movie. It's you want to see it in IMAX. It's gonna have the sound. It's gonna have whereas 28 days later, I feel like you'll still get an enjoyable experience like on your TV at home. Superman just being like the big action spectacle.
So even that, like going back to what we just said, the conversation about that versus Fantastic Four, doesn't bode well. Like I'm a Superman fan, so I'm gonna want to go see it.
Yeah.
You're a Superman fan.
Yeah.
But you're kind of the guy that they would be trying to hit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like watch superhero movies, you like superhero movies, you like Marvel,
Yeah.
but you like
I'm going.
there's no buzz around it. There's nothing sexy about it. There's nothing like people like, ooh, like
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal, very sexy, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No. But we haven't
it
seen.
doesn't have that, boom. Oh,
We
wow,
haven't
what is he gonna
seen.
do?
We haven't seen a trailer yet. But even if that trailer looks, up there with like a Captain America or a Thunderbolts, I'm still swaying towards the Superman. Like, I mean, technically, we've seen that footage inside Comic-Con of the Fantastic Four.
The half kind of like trailery
And everything
like
I've seen from that, I'm still like, it looks cool. But I think it's kind of what you mentioned. The last two Fantastic Four films have kind of been So so there's my interest there isn't as high as I want it to be. Yeah. But yeah.
Thinking about it, the other thing that is that might be hurting it, and they're probably making Fantastic Four so they don't have this problem, but it's like it's a Marvel movie. I know what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
you're just like, well, what are they going to do different? There's going to be a big monster. There's going to be a threat, and they're going to fight it. And you're like, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Superman, there's a big monster, and there's a threat, and he's going to fight it. But I haven't seen the world that they're making there.
Yeah.
And if you're just a general audience goer, you're like you said, like, I know what Thunderbolts is. It looks like a really good version of what Marvel does, but it's still it's a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And Captain America, it's a Marvel movie. And they all look kind of the same. They all feel the same. They all have to work in the same world. And I'm thinking like Fantastic Four from the first footage we've seen is trying to break that because they're supposed to be in the 60s. They're supposed to be a different dimension.
Yeah, I think that might help it a little. Just break it away from like the Captain Americas and stuff. But yeah,
because otherwise, they're just going to be like, oh, what makes this different?
Here's a question: we haven't heard about it, and it's coming out in July, which is a little concerning. But let's just say we see it at the Super Bowl or whatever. Do you see it ever moving away from Superman? Because it is competing with Superman. And if it does, if you were to say, okay, we're going to move it, I mean, they're not going to say they're moving it because of Superman. But do you think that hurts the film as well? If they say, hey, it's going to be 2 months later?
Yeah, I think so. I think the difference is not just a movie moving, it's a Marvel movie moving.
Yeah.
When does that ever happen?
Yeah. So,
like Marvel's the one that DC are trying to catch, and now they're like, oh shit, you got to move out of the way. Superman's coming.
Showing some weakness there, Not that they're going to do that, but you never know. So
you never know. Or they could like just spin and be like, well, it's a Christmas movie, or we're gonna put Robert Downey Jr. in it, so we have to do reshoots. Like,
you could always spin it. Yeah, I guess right.
But if they've already got it locked as the July 25th date, this is something like we've talked about before. But like the date getting locked in, and COVID showed how incredibly dangerous it, or not damaging it is. You got that date, and like whatever the movie is, the marketing is like that goes back like a year. Like a year ago, they were releasing the Comic-Con thing.
Yeah,
they're releasing Pedro Pascal's in it. Like it's a machine that's all building all the way up until that date. Like the one exact date. It's not like 1 day short. It's like no, we've got to put our billboards. We got to get those things on the buses. We got to get memes going. We got to get hashtags going. We got to release what the costumes are, and we got to book our men's health issue to show the guy how he got fit. We got to get Jimmy Kimmel. We got to get Colbert. Like it's a huge machine. That's why like they have the release date, because everybody knows that's where you're going. And they show it, like I was saying, in COVID when all those release dates got screwed, because like, no, your movie's done.
Yeah.
The studio they panicked and they're like, we've lost so much money because we've already spent $50 million for this posters, and it's like no one can go to the cinema. So with Fantastic Four, it's like, you can move it later, but if we're 6 months out and you haven't released anything that's like getting people excited, that is a bit shocking now that we're looking at it.
Yeah, I know. It's got to be soon. You were talking about all the
Super Bowls. That's not till February.
I know, and that would be too late by then, surely.
You're gonna look weird if you're like dropping at the Super Bowl and be like, and this is coming out in 4 months.
And I'm positive. I mean, you compete with a lot of trailers at the Super Bowl anyway, but I'm positive we'll see the first Superman trailer at the Super Bowl. So, for sure.
Well, here's the thing, because we've got Captain America is February 14th, or maybe they're trying to. Are they worried that's gonna tank it?
Well, that's the thing. I wonder if that film, whether that does good or bad as well. That's going to be another blow to Marvel, if because apparently it's not screening the rest. So,
like if you were in charge of Marvel, and you had your big movie is Fantastic Four, do you want the buzz for that happening before a crap one or after a crap one?
Yeah, I mean, you don't really want it after. You kind of want it before. So so I mean, but February 14th, we have to see a trailer before that, surely, and get that going. But then it would be a shame to kind of get that going, and then suddenly you get a dud with the movie, Captain America.
Especially if it's like if they're doing it the other way and it's like Captain America's after credits is like Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. There's probably going to be something there, isn't there?
You would hope so, like because not the Fantastic Four, the after credits stuff, it's been all over the place for years. We talked about this, like they don't have a plan. They're just like throwing fucking shit at the wall.
Yeah. What was they were both at the Golden Globes as well, weren't they? Harrison Ford and
was there. Harrison Ford. Was there.
Yeah, but and then the Captain America.
Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, that's it. I think they were like giving a something away, weren't they? So
they were giving away the best animation one.
Ah, yes. Was that?
Yeah.
Was it? It wasn't Flo, was it? Was it Flo the cat one?
Yeah, Flow won Best
Yeah.
Animated Feature Film.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's a good one. What else won? And Sebastian Stan won.
Oh
But
yeah,
he won.
yeah. Good old Winter Soldier.
I should give a quick shout out to a couple of other ones that I really like there. Jodie Foster won for True Detective. That's a good.
Oh yes, okay, all right.
Pretty good.
I didn't see the new one. I've seen all the other seasons though. So the first season of True Detective is incredible.
And Anna, I'm gonna say her name wrong. Anna Sawe or Sawi.
Okay.
She did Shogun, the one on Disney.
I wrote that down actually because Shogun.
Yeah, Hiroyuki Sanada, he won as well. Like,
That's
they
coming.
both won.
That's coming up in my feed quite a lot. That Shogun. So
Shogun.
yeah. Have you been watching it or not yet?
Oh yeah, huge fan of fucking
Okay.
Samurai.
All right. Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to go in for a second season. They could. Like, goddamn Samurai Dynasty. You can go
Yeah.
whichever way you want. But
There's a great game. There's a great game on the PlayStation called Ghost of Tsushima.
yeah,
And very cool. It's on Steam on PC as well. And yesterday at CES, Sony announced a animated series for it, and the style looks awesome. So.
oh yeah.
Yeah, they did that, and then there's two other games on the PlayStation, and Sony announced movies for them. One of them was Horizon, which is that ginger girl, and she's like she's battling like these robot dinosaurs in like the woods.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that one.
So they're going to make that a movie. They announced that yesterday, and then there's a new one that came out recently called Helldivers, which is kind of like it's basically Starship Troopers, you know.
Yeah, I've seen that. And
Yeah.
The aliens keep getting worse and worse, and like you can kill all your buddies if you. Drop
Yeah,
a
it's like
bomb.
got some humor to it. The game did incredibly well. So they announced a movie of that yesterday as well. So.
Oh, okay.
So that, yeah, I mean, it's quite a good tactic. You know what Sony are doing with that. You know, like they have the games and they have the movies, and then so as soon as those movies come out, they'll either bring out Helldivers 2 or Horizon for 2, or they'll remaster. That's what they did with The Last of Us. So The Last of Us, the TV show came out, and what they did was they remastered the games to make them look better and whatever. So then people are watching the TV show going, oh, is this a game as well? And then when they look for it, it's like, oh, there's a brand new one, And apparently that boosted their sales like crazy. So Sony are kind of doing that. Same with Gran Turismo, the movie and the game. They can see like their sales. It kind of goes both ways. You put the game on sale, but then you tell them, hey, there's a movie. And then bring the movie out and say, hey, the game's on sale now as well, So, yeah.
Well, it's definitely because that's something you just mentioned earlier with the Sonic going straight to streaming. So like that whole window of making money from your DVD sales, that's gone.
Yeah, no, totally, yeah.
Like there's companies that are saying we're not even going to make DVD players anymore. There's just no point.
Yeah.
So at least with games, you've got a second thing. It's like, oh, you love the movie?
Yeah.
You can also play the game.
Yeah.
Get a little bit of money.
And that Sonic 3 was reviewing fairly well. It's reviewing better than the other two. So nice to see, because I know notoriously video game movies they tank. Like, do you remember back in the day Doom? It was with The Rock as well.
Oh yeah, Doom.
Then
Carl Urban was in it too.
You go even further. Yeah, he was in it. Yeah, you go even further back. You've got bloody Street Fighter with Van Damme.
And
I think Kylie
the Mario
Minogue.
Brothers, the original movie.
Yeah, the original. Yeah. Like
there was some absolute Mortal Kombat, greatest movie ever made. Yeah.
Mortal Kombat, yeah, and they did that new one recently, didn't they? So.
Yeah. So the video game, but that's the thing though. Video games are like they're like the comic books. It's like, oh, we got a bunch of people who already love this.
Yeah.
Let's make a good one. Like,
and you've also got stuff like the Sonic films. So we were growing up with Sonic, and now we're the money. Like I'm the parent, I've got the money, so I'm like with my kids saying we're gonna go see that because like I'm into Sonic, and obviously the kids are as well. So it's that right like age group and nostalgia. So everyone's just like, oh yeah, bring that back, or like Tetris, the movie Tetris and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be interesting what happens when GTA drops, and if it's just going to be like, well, we're never going to make this into a movie.
Yeah.
We're just going to buy all the movie studios because we have so much money.
Yeah.
And just make a bunch of TV shows that are like spin-offs of GTA 2, 3, 4. Because that's never done anything except be a game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
So much money.
Yeah.
But there must be somebody thinking like, we have to make this into a show. We have to make a movie. We have to do something.
Yeah. Yeah, they must have. I often think about, because that game has been in development for a long time, they release whatever they want on their own schedules. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to do anything at the Super Bowl. They just do their own thing. And when the trailer drops, everyone watches it, you know? But I often wonder about that studio and people working there, and like, you know, someone says, I imagine like the boss, you know, is like, you said it's going to come out in 2025. He's just like, it will come out whenever we fucking want it to come out. You know, it's just like, he doesn't care if he has to delay it. It's still going to make billions, you know. If we look up a stat, I'll look up a stat right now of like GTA 5 and how much that's sold. So, how much GTA 5 sold? It's still selling. It sold 205 million units.
Oh my God.
No, sorry, it's shipped 435 million. And I think honestly, I think it like sells thousands every day, and it came out over 10 years ago, and it's still selling thousands, you know.
And that's like what?
It's nuts.
Video games maybe $40-$50 a pop.
When they come out they're like 70. That game's probably about 30-40 now. So
yeah. But even still, if it was 10, that's still $4.3 billion.
It's just insane, yeah. And this new one is it's going to make some crazy waves, you know, out there. So
anyway, that just sprung to mind. I was like, yeah, that's not going to be great for. Like you said, like even the movies are going to be like, let's not release anything that weekend.
Honestly, I think you've got to stay clear of that, because the other thing with like the economy these days, people are on a budget, so that game will be $80. Yeah. That game's going to be $80. You and I we're all getting it. So, but if you're buying that game, and then say Superman was out at the same time, maybe not Superman. Superman maybe can be, but let's just say Fantastic Four. I'm like, you know, I'm going to get this game. Fantastic Four can wait because the cinema is expensive as well, you know. So, yeah. What do you reckon? I think we even mentioned it on one of the other casts, but the popcorn buckets for some of these films. Is there anything fun? Superman is that?
I'm going to guess that the Captain America one will be. It's either going to be his head because he's got like the goggly head, like.
Oh yeah,
Captain
okay, yeah.
Head, or it'll be a Hulk fist.
Like a red one, yeah.
A red one.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
How to Train Your Dragon? It'll just be a dragon, right?
It's going to be that guy, yeah. It's going to be
a dragon, yeah. It'll be, well, I can't remember his name. The flat-headed dragon.
I
think, what else we got? We got Thunderbolts. I don't know if Thunderbolts won't.
I don't think it's big enough to because it's like a side hustle, you know. So it's like a side Marvel film in a way. So
I would be shocked if the marketing for 28 years later has it.
Nah, it's not. Again, not big enough. Not big enough. I mean, it'd be awesome if it did. Though, you know what? I think 28 years later will have. I think they'll have really good like ads around London or something, because it's like kind of a British thing. I think they'll have either like live zombies, like in Waterloo or something. They'll do something like that, or they'll go more clever with it. You know, but I think they'll do something like that. I can see.
You know what they could do? They could do the black taxis.
Oh right, yeah.
That was in the original, but like you could put stuff on top of it, or you could have the guy who's driving it's wearing like a hospital smock, like Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, something like that. I can see them doing something like that. That could be kind of fun actually. So yeah.
So Superman, it's going to be just his crest, right? It's the only thing that makes sense. Just a big Superman crest.
Unless it's just a bald Lex Luthor's head. I don't think they'll go funny with it. But yeah, Superman will get one for sure.
Actually, you know what they might do? Crypto.
Oh yeah, they could play that. Yeah, that would be kind of cute. I can see, and it's new for a Superman movie and stuff. So yeah, that'll be fun.
hits that mark. I guess the kid's in.
Now that you've seen Superman and Lois and that's kind of settled in, I know you saw that a while ago. Are you still you enjoyed it?
I really enjoyed it. I like that. I won't give spoilers because I know you're going to watch it. But there's this third season, they make a big bold choice.
Yeah.
And in the fourth season, like the choices they make for what Lex is like, the choices for how he gets to where he is, how he acts, what happens with the kids, what happens with Lois, and then like the final season, the way it ends and the kind of things that they bring it to an end with. It's like, okay, like they didn't just play it safe and just play it boring. They're like, okay, we know everybody knows Superman, but what can we do that makes it a little bit different, a little bit special?
Yeah.
And like that's the same thing with Nosferatu. If it's something new, it's something that's like somebody's vision for it, there's a little bit off, just like checking the boxes and trying to make sure everyone's happy. It's great. And the only problem with it is it just didn't have a budget to do some of the stuff it wanted to do or be as big as it wanted to go. But yeah, I still think it's one of the best depictions of Superman in any medium.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like he's really good. Especially the ending, it'll really get you. Like it doesn't even have to be a superhero fan or Superman fan.
Yeah.
Just the way they wrap it up, they're just like, we're just gonna punch you right in the fields. We're just gonna really just drive it home.
Yeah. I know there's like this 5-10 minute kind of summary. So I heard about that. So yeah. And I think even
it's for like you as a father or for anybody. It's just it's life is short.
Yeah. Looking forward to watching it. Silo's going to take precedence, but yeah. But I'll
interesting because it's also weird when we talk about it. I'll bring it up again, but it's like I have to watch it week to week, and you've just like banged out the whole thing in like a couple of sessions. It's like,
oh, did you watch Silo week to week?
Yeah, I was watching it week to week.
Okay, yeah. No,
when it came out, obviously nobody knew what it was. It was a book. I didn't read the book or anything, so I didn't know anything about it. I just knew Rebecca Ferguson was in it.
Yes,
from Mission Impossible, and I like her. She's a great actress.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I'll see what this is about. And then like you, I thought the first episode was like, oh, it's gonna be this, and it's gonna. And then they didn't do that at all.
They didn't do that. Yeah, and I was actually surprised by.
What's going on?
I was surprised by the first episode. Again, I'm not great with the names, but from Parks and Rec. Have you seen Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
It's the girl, the guy's wife or girl. In episode 1 is she's from Parks and Rec. You know, she's
and then the actor who plays I thought like he's going to be the star of it because he's the main. He was playing the sheriff.
Yeah,
David Oyelowo. He's great.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, this is what it is, but it's like, no, that's not what it is.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, that's what I love about it, and I think as well, like the production values. Like there's a part in it where you see like a drill. You know, like they go down to that like basement area with the drill, and just seeing the CGI. And I'm used to kind of TV shows not kind of showing that off as much, you know. But it was like, no, this feels like a film. Like, you know. I mean, it is just all shot in this bloody bunker, but it's nicely done. So,
well, I saw a little interview with Rebecca Ferguson talking about Mission Impossible and why she dropped it. She's like, no, she loves Mission Impossible. It's so much fun, but it's like it takes so long to make. And it's like, the cast gets bigger and bigger, and the stunts get bigger and bigger. It's like, as an actress or as an actor, you have less to do because you're only going to be in a little scene here, a little scene there, and like. You get to fly out to Rome or wherever, but you're just sitting in a trailer for days and days and days waiting for your shot. And she's like, in the time it took them to make the latest Mission Impossible since, you know, the last one, she's made 2 seasons of Silo.
Yeah, that's 20 episodes, yeah. The one thing I'll say, and we'll do like a review of Silo, which I find hilarious, is this bloody Silo is so huge. Where's the fecking lift? So it's like, you know, I mean, but that's also why I love it so much, because I love that, like, someone's like, we're going to go down to, you know, the engine room, whatever. It's going to take us a day to walk down there, you know? It's like, it's just cool seeing all that stuff, you know?
Yeah, it's the world building of it. It's the fact that, like, like you say, why isn't there a lift? I was like, well, there isn't. So what does that mean?
Yeah,
how does that like if you're on the lower level, you're clearly a piece of shit.
Yeah,
and if you go up higher, it's good.
Yeah.
And the further you have to walk, it means that you're a piece of shit. Like it's like, what does that mean? But it's like there's no money. But maybe there is. And
yeah. No, it's great.
Smart.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything?
That is it.
Anything else on your list there?
See you in 2026.
2026, yeah. Back again, round 2.
So I think 2025 is going to be a good year. There's a lot of good stuff coming out, and then
lots of great stuff.
We'll cover it all.
Some good content. We'll do so coming up. We'll do a Silo 1 review, and then we'll try and get that Indiana Jones little gameplay as well. Just our thoughts on that. Yeah,
I think the first big movie that we're going to be checking out and reviewing will be probably Captain America.
I imagine so. You said it was February 14th, yeah?
February 14th, yeah. Valentine's Day. Weird, but okay.
Yeah, it is Valentine's Day. Yeah, didn't think about that.
But we'll do Silo Season 1 review, and then me and you will watch Silo Season 2.
We can
talk about that week after.
Yeah, by that time, I think the last episode of Season 2 should be out. So then we can just kind of like get through that, and and then and then we've got, I think Silo 3 and 4 was announced, but obviously we won't see that probably till next year. So
no, but it'll be it's going to be a good year for stuff, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So anybody who's watching in the comments, you can tell us what's the film that, if you had one ticket.
Oh yeah, there we go.
What's your one ticket movie?
Yeah. What's the one ticket? Is it Superman or is it Karate Kid? So nothing wrong with Karate Kid, guys. Nothing wrong with
those
Karate
are the only two options, really, when you think about it.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for watching again, guys, and
thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, stick around in 2025. You'll see some good content.
We will. Look up.
Look up.